Well, we had a wonderful run, really. My father was an aeronautical engineer who left Wright-Patterson Air Force Base so he could make enough money in order to marry my mother. He came to Cleveland to open a Buick dealership in 1947, and he brought me and my brother and sister and my wonderful mother along with him. And they started with $30,000, and my mother had an addressograph, multigraph machine upstairs where she did all the plates for the direct mail. I worked with my father from January of 1957 until he died in March of 1961. I started out at $1.25 an hour, and I was doing really very well in the Army. I loved the Army, but I owed him these 2 years, so actually I took over pretty much in the 70s. I realized what the challenge of the automobile business really was, and the challenge of the business had to do with its reputation. It has to be better. So one of the things that I really worked hard on was the federal mileage tampering with speedometers law. I really played a big part in it because I believed in it, and I got a lot of raves from the people that I work with who hated it just as much as I did. But it's a question of family, and then of course you want to make sure that your kids are proud of what it is you're doing. And they all worked at the dealership, and they didn't like necessarily what they were doing. I didn't especially like cleaning the ladies' room, but I did it. So in that office we adopted kids, so we handled divorces, we put marriages back together again. We decided we would have a family operation, and that was the sum and substance of it. And my wonderful wife, Sabra, I used to bring potential employees at home and see, what do you think of this guy? Or what do you think of this woman? And so forth. And usually she had a very positive opinion, so her opinion was very important to me, as well as in hiring people. Whatever it took, break your back. We were the 10th largest Buick dealership in the country as far as sales volumes was concerned. But for years, we were the #1 dealer for customer satisfaction for Buick in the country. I love the Better Business Bureau because what it stands for. I mean, it basically, people should be able to sit down and solve their problems and in a fair and equitable basis. And usually if you approach them in that manner, that's how it turned out. If we knew that something was wrong, I got into it myself personally. And I would go and pick up these cars and bring them in myself, go over it with the owner and bring the car in, make sure the problem was solved, and then took the car back out and made sure the customer was satisfied. I've had the most wonderful relationship with big brothers, big sisters, and out of it came a young man, a boy, age 18, who became my little brother in the Big Brother, Little Brother program. He's like a fourth child in his family. Incidentally, though, I also spent 18 years as a Girl Scout leader. Make new friends and keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold. The circle round, it has no end. That's how long I'm gonna be your friend.